What's going on, guys? Welcome to Sonic Sounds, and today I want to show you how I made my single Honest. This single was made using Logic Pro X, mixed in Logic Pro, mastered in Logic Pro, but the vocals were royalty-free samples. So let's go into the production, let's go into the mixing, mastering, and let's walk through my single Honest and see how I made it. Alright, let's listen to the track and then we'll dissect it one by one.
Try to be honest, I'm not good at letting down my guard, but I really want it. Before you, I was running in the dark. When you said this was goodbye, that's when I realized I can't live without, I can't live without you. I can't live without, I can't live without.
So let's listen to this.
Try to be honest, I'm not good at.
Obviously, the vocal was very well recorded. I added some plate reverb and also EQ. And also, I have a delay channel that's going on right here with a bit of echo boy. So let's listen to that.
Try to be honest, I'm not good at letting down my guard, but
Now, next thing I added was the pianos. Let's listen to this with the basic chord structure.
Be honest, I'm not good at letting down my guard, but I really want it. Before you, I was running in the dark.
That's a very super simple piano track, and I added another piano track on top of that to just layer it up.
Be honest, I'm not good at letting down my guard, but
now, once that was done, I basically started building the song around it. Next thing I wanted was a sub bass, and I'm using Nexus right here. And this is a preset called Thug Sub, but it sounded pretty nice. Let's listen to the bass by itself. And I'm obviously adding a bit of distortion through Saturn 2. Let's play it with and without. Alright, and then I'm also scooping some low end out of the 808 for my kick to sit, and also I'm lowering it a bit, but there's also a bit of multi-band reduction going on right here as well. And the next thing I added was some guitars, and this is a preset from Contact, so this is what they sound like. Super simple guitars, but I actually needed to bounce them from Contact because my session was getting heavy with all these plugins. And then next thing that I have is my drum kit. Now I'm using Logic's Drum Machine Designer and basically programming my drums. It's a super simple pattern. So let's listen to what the drums sound like. And then when the hook comes in, it's a very, very simple pattern, but when you just layer those things up, this is your drum kit, the guitar, the 808, and the pianos, you pretty much have a almost ready to go song. So let's listen to all those elements together. And then next thing you have is your effects section. Now these are just risers and drops. You can see I've used some cashmere ones. And these are the tiny things that are gonna take your song to the next level. So now you can see that I pretty much have all the elements together. I have my keys, I have my guitars, 808, and drums. Now it's a very minimalistic track, but when you put these together with these vocals, with these effects, it just takes it to another level. So in order to thicken up the vocals, the next thing I did was when it came to the hook, I layered them up, and then what I did was I added a little alter boy and I shifted the pitch format, and these are panned to the left, and then I have the next layer where I'm doing something slightly different where the format is different and these are panned to the right. So let's listen to these just by themselves. And when you layer them up with the main vocals, they just sound absolutely thick.
I can't live without you.
Let's mute them.
I can't live without you.
If you weren't listening for it, you can't really tell that it's there, but it's adding that little bit of width to this track. And then I have this other track where there's just kind of tail throws in here with delays. And you can see I'm using my effect rack and I'm using color vocal chain, as well as I'm using some EQ, as well as I'm using reverb and delay. Now, that's the sample that was available, and what I wanted to do is make a complete song out of this. So far the song was only about 48 seconds, and I searched for some more samples and I found another vocal sample that was in a different key, so I had to bring down the key and do a bit of EQ so they sound like they're part of the same song. And let's listen to what that new vocal sample sounds like.
You were there when I was here, feeling like tears. You say you came.
And again, I'm doing a bit of similar processing. You can see that I had to compress this vocal because it came out as a very dry vocal, whereas the Karra ones were severely processed in a good way where I was just able to slap them on, but I had to do a bit more work with this. I also had to EQ these vocals a little bit so the vocalist could shine a little bit, and then also DS the vocals a little bit. Then the typical processing, my little play, and then I also had to do a playlist writer so the voice was consistent, because you can see if you zoom in, the vocal was kind of dynamic and I wanted a very pop sound. So once I was done with that, I brought in the hook again and then I built a drop at the end. So let's listen to this right going into the hook, and then we'll listen to the chop.
No way, I'll be your first but the last one. I'm not good to be your life. I just wanna know.
I can't live without, I can't live without.
And that just goes right into the main hook. And then again right here I also have another effect rack plugin right here where the tail end of the throw comes in. And now this just builds excitement, and then the hook comes in again.
I can't live without, I can't live without you. I can't live without, I can't live without you.
And then the next thing we have is this vocal chop. Now I have a Nexus preset, and then I have a Serum preset, and then few Q sampler presets, and that was just me talking and recording myself and turned into a sample. So let's listen to these together. Now let's listen to that in context of the track. Now one thing you would have noticed is I have this plugin called Soothe 2 right here on my vocal chop. Now this is a very advanced multi-band compressor, but it's just automatically doing things that are making your sound much better. So let's listen to this chop, and I'm gonna bypass the plugin, and you'll see when the plugin kicks in, you'll automatically hear a sound that's much more pleasing to your ear. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but I'm going to play the delta, and this is the frequency it's really taking out. And that's probably the frequency that's going to cut through your mix, and it's probably going to make it sound like a bad mix. If you have the money, highly recommend this plugin. So that's basically what the track was. Let me play you the track mixed by itself. Now for the master, basically we have an EQ that's just cleaning up a bit of the low end and boosting up just some of the highs and taming the 2K frequency. And then I have Soothe 2 coming in. Again, now I love this preset called the Low Mid Rescue. It really changes the way your mix sounds and translates. Again, let's bypass it and see what it sounds like. next thing I'm using is the Bass Room plugin. I used a preset called Electric Moombahton. Now, if you don't know Bass Room, I done a video on this. Basically, you're able to control your frequency from 0 Hz to 320 Hz, and you're able to target it to certain presets that they give you right here. Next, I'm using Gulfas, and this is also one of those plugins that I almost put on every single track I work on. It basically recovers and tames frequencies. If you want to see it in action, I'm going to leave another video on the side and you can check it out. It's absolutely magic. And then I have a master bus compressor, this compressor called VCA compressor. And at the end, you have Ozone 9. Basically images the mix, dynamics, vintage limiter, and maximizes the song. Basically all the things you would do to get a song polished. So let's listen to all of these with and without the master. That's it. That was my walkthrough of my single Honest. If you like the song, you can check it out on Spotify at the link below. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a few things. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below. I'll try and answer them, and make sure you subscribe because at 5,000 subscribers, I'm giving away a microphone. I'll see you at the next one.